Introduction. A divine appointment. Stop for a moment. Remove your hand from the mouse or the screen. Do not continue scrolling. Don't change the track. Before we begin, you must first understand something very important. The fact that you are hearing my voice right now is mathematically impossible to explain by chance. Think about the odds. There are millions of books, millions of films, and billions of hours of content on the internet, amidst all the noise. On this specific day, with your current mood, the algorithm, or what I like to call the engineering of divinity, has placed this headline in front of your eyes, and you have clicked. Do you think it's a coincidence? In philosophy, coincidences do not exist. Only synchronicity does. Carl Jung, the renowned Swiss psychologist, was well aware of this. The ancient alchemists were well aware of this. You also know it deep within. This book found you because you called for it. Maybe you didn't do it with words. Perhaps you didn't say, "I'd like to listen to this," but your soul has been producing a frequency, sending a radio signal to the cosmos requesting change. A solution, a sign, or an exit from the maze in which you find yourself. You have been vibrating with the frequency of the search. And according to the rule of resonance, the universe had no choice but to send you this content in direct response to your request. Thus, this is more than just an audiobook. It's a divine appointment. It is a contractual meeting between your present consciousness and your future potential. If you are here, it means you are ready. As the old Hermetic proverb goes, when the ear can hear, the lips arrive to fill it with wisdom. Your ears are ready. Your vibration opened the door. What you are about to hear next is not just a theory. It serves as a map for understanding reality's underlying language. We'll talk about why things happen to you, why you meet the people you do, and how to stop being a leaf blown by the wind and become the wind itself. But I tell you, once you realize that nothing is accidental, you will never fall asleep again. The burden of knowing you've drawn this is immense, but it's also the route to your freedom. There is a purpose why this book came into your life. And the reason is because the time has come for you to awaken. Chapter 1. The Law of Resonance. While you're here, if you want to discover the secrets of the universe, think about energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla, you are not attracting what you want. You attract exactly what you are. Hermetic proverb. Let's start with the obvious. Your reasonable mind is attempting to tell you something right now. This is a coincidence. It came up in my recommendations. A friend forwarded it to me, and I immediately clicked. Let me stop you there. In Newton's mechanical realm, where billiard balls collide due to inertia, coincidences exist in the quantum reality where you reside. Coincidence is mathematically impossible. Everything that comes into your area of perception has been invited by you. This audiobook did not collide with you. This audiobook represents a response. It's an echo of a cry you gave. It is the materialization of a frequency that you have been generating over the past several months or years. To comprehend why you're listening to this and why your life is exactly as it is now, with its debts, loves, hurts, and triumphs, you must comprehend the mother law of metaphysics, the law of resonance, sometimes known as the physics of the invisible. Forget spirituality for a time. Let us talk about physics. You're not a solid body. If we put your hand under a powerful enough microscope, we will observe cells. If we look within the cells, we can see molecules within atoms. And if we peek inside the atom, we would see that it is 99.999% empty space. What's in that space? Energy. Electrons vibrate at breakneck speed. You are just a packet of vibrating energy. You're a standing wave. You are condensing sound. You are being slowed down slightly. In the realm of wave physics, there is a phenomena known as sympathetic resonance. If you have two pianos in a room and press the key on the first one, the C string on the second piano will vibrate. Why? Because they have the same frequency. The C on the first piano sent an unseen wave into the air. That wave traveled through all of the other strings on the second piano, D, E, F. However, they were ignored. It wasn't their language. But as the wave hit the C string, it said, "That's my song." And it began to move. You're that piano. You live in an ocean of waves. People and opportunities. Books. Accidents. Money. Illnesses. The majority of the waves flow through you without touching you. However, those tuned to your frequency cause you to vibrate. They find you. They stick to you. They enter into your world. That is how this book found you. You've been releasing a distinct note recently. Perhaps it is the note of the quest for truth. Perhaps it's a sound of exhaustion from pain. Perhaps it's a note of spiritual ambition. Whatever nuance you struck, the key and the cosmos, represented by the second piano, responded by vibrating this content in your reality. This is not marketing. It's physics. Toss the human radio station. Imagine you are a radio. Tune in to the frequency 98.5 FM. You'll hear classic rock. 98.5 FM does not broadcast classical music. It's impossible. Classical music is broadcast on 104.1 FM. Both musics can be heard at the same time. They are currently passing your room. However, your perception of reality is solely determined by the position of your dial. If your internal dial is set to the frequency of the victim's fear, complaint, scarcity, you will only receive that frequency. You'll turn on the television and witness horrible news. You will encounter impolite folks on the street. Unexpected bills will arrive. You will say that I am unlucky. The world is dreadful. No, the world is infinite. The earth has both horror and beauty. The globe has both poverty and excessive wealth. Everything occurs at the same time. However, with your dial set to victim form, you can only decipher the disaster signal. The million-dollar opportunity brushed your shoulder, but you did not notice it. You and it were both invisible to one another because you vibrated at dissonant frequencies. On the contrary, when you turn the dial to opportunity, the world changes. It's not that the world changes. You change channels. You begin to notice happy occurrences. Everyone smiles at you. The perfect book appears. This one has money flowing. The skeptic will say, "Sure. It's just that you're feeling hopeful right now." The metaphysician responds that you have modified your resonance. You are now compatible with a reality that you were previously unable to experience. If you have this book in your hands, that indicates something fantastic. Your dial has shifted. You no longer have the frequency of a sleeping zombie. If you were on that low frequency, this title would have appeared uninteresting, silly, or insignificant to you. You would have scrolled in search of a pet, movie, or gossip, but you paused. Something about the title struck a chord within you. That implies you're ready. It signifies your vibration has elevated sufficiently to coincide with this information. 30. The algorithm of God. We live in the age of algorithms. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We all understand how they function. If you spend the day watching cooking videos, the algorithm will learn. This individual enjoys cooking and will flood you with recipes, chefs, and utensils. If you suddenly begin watching conspiracy films, the algorithm alters and displays UFOs and government secrets. The algorithm makes no judgments. It doesn't suggest that cooking is good or conspiracies are evil. The algorithm is like a mirror. It simply reinforces who you are already. The universe works exactly the same way. It is an excellent algorithm. God, the source, or the quantum field do not pass judgment. It does not say, "Poor Juan, let us give him money, despite his misery." No, according to the heavenly algorithm, Juan is vibrating in fear of being unable to pay his rent. Perfect. Let us send him more events that make him fearful of not being able to pay his rent in order to confirm his vibe. It's nasty, but fair. It is complete freedom. You have the freedom to choose your frequency, and the universe is mechanically obligated to back it up with facts. This is why the phrase in the title is literal. If this book discovered you, the universe's algorithm recognized a change in your internal searches. It has recognized that the previous responses no longer satisfy you. It has detected that you are asking deeper questions, and as a result of your recent spiritual browsing history, it has recommended this book to you. You are the user. The universe is the server. This book was the first piece of content supplied. The human unconscious is drawn to shadows. This is when individuals become upset with the law of resonance. You'll tell me, wait a moment. I didn't cause my vehicle accident. I didn't attract my abusive partner. I wanted love and security. Are you blaming me? I do not blame you. I'm empowering you. To empower yourself, you must first comprehend the evil side of the law. You do not attract what you think consciously. The 5% you attract is what you subconsciously resonate, and the 95% can be spent repeating good mantras throughout the day. I am wealthy. I am loved. However, if you experience a knot of fear, unworthiness, or shame in the depths of your core, this is your true emission, and the universe will not listen to your words. It senses your vibe. If you have experienced abandonment or childhood trauma, you are sending the signal. I am abandoned above and by resonance. You will attract lovers who desert you, not because the universe is cruel, but because it needs to show you a reflection of your vibration so that you can see and heal it. That poisonous partner was no mistake. It was mathematically precise. It went nicely with your wound. Understanding this is painful. It entails accepting that we are complicit in our misfortunes. However, it is also the best news in the world. Because if you were the unconscious producer of your calamity, then you may be the conscious creator of your paradise. If you had the ability to destroy your life, you also had the ability to restore it. Nobody is doing anything to you. You are doing everything to yourself through the reticular activating system. Roast biological science also supports this. The reticular activating system is a filter located in the base of your brain. RAS. Your brain receives millions of bits of information every second. If you processed everything, you'd go insane. The RAS is the nightclub's doorman. Its purpose is to filter. It excludes 99% of reality and only allows through what it deems relevant. And what does it deem important to focus on? A classic example. You want to buy a red Model X automobile even though you have never seen one before. Now that you desire it, you go out onto the street, and boom. The red car Type X is everywhere, with thousands of them created yesterday night. No, they were constantly present. Previously, your auras filtered them out, making you blind to them. Now that you've tuned into that frequency, your brain displays them to you. Apply it to opportunities. You are currently surrounded by opportunity to become wealthy, happy, and discover love. They are passing through your field of vision. However, if your razor is programmed to, life is difficult. You literally don't see them. You have a cognitive blind spot. This audiobook has successfully passed your race's filter. That indicates that your brain has opened the door to fresh information. You've let the magic in by lowering your skeptical guard. Science dissonance and cleaning. When you begin to elevate your vibration, you should be aware of the consequences of changing your resonance. Reading these texts, meditating, seeking the truth. Your old life starts to crumble. It is unavoidable. Imagine yourself as a triangular jigsaw piece that fits into a triangular hole. By shifting your vibration, you are transforming into a circular piece. You're no longer fit. You begin to feel uneasy around your old friends. You find their chats boring or irritating. Your job begins to feel like a prison to you. You and your partner begin to clash. This is known as vibrational dissonance. What once resonated with you now causes friction. Many people feel afraid here. I've lost my buddies. Celebrate that. You're not losing anything. You are getting rid of dead weight. The old must leave before the new can arrive. If you found this book, you are most likely going through a crisis, change, or feeling empty. It's likely that you no longer feel like you belong in your former life. Perfect. That soreness is indicative that you are progressing. You've grown, therefore your clothing are too tight. Don't try to shrink to fit into your old outfits. Strip naked and search for new clothing. So you're the cause, not the effect. Most individuals live as if their actions touch the world, as they do to me. The weather makes me unhappy. My boss gets me mad. The economy makes me impoverished. They resemble leaves in the breeze. This book has reached you to set you on the path of being the cause. I did things to the world. I choose my frequency, and the world reorganizes to match it. This change does not occur overnight. However, the first step is to fully acknowledge that you are here. You press the button. You place the call. There is no one out there inflicting this fate upon you. It's your soul, using technology and situations to awaken you. Fight the resonance test. Let's run a brief test. Listen to these statements and focus on your body rather than your mind. Your body. Do you get a sense of expansion and interest? Excitement? Curiosity? Or do you feel a contraction? Boredom? Cynical rejection? I believe that there is more to life than just working, paying, and dying. I've recently experienced coincidences that are too weird to be chance. I believe I have hidden potential that I am not realizing. I'm weary of being a victim and want to take control. Deep down, I realize that I create my own reality. If you felt an inside yes, or a small spark, the resonance was confirmed. The contract was signed. The book and you are compatible. Fine. How do I use this book? This is not a book to be studied intellectually. Tune in to this book. Each chapter represents a different radio station. We will discuss the mirror, time, fear, and detachment. Do not just listen with your head. Listen using your solar plexus. Allow the information to permeate you. Sometimes you don't understand things rationally, but you get an inside click. That click is your cellular structure rearranging to reflect a higher truth. Treat this audiobook as if it were an oracle. Sometimes you can open a chapter at random and find the exact solution to the challenge you were facing that day. Why? Because of the law of resonance. Your problem question vibrates at one frequency, and the solution answer vibrates at the opposite frequency. They are attracted to each other magnetically. Chapter 2. Quantum Reflection Reality is a mirror. Life is a mirror that only sees your reflection. You are the movie's projector. The world is merely a screen. Imagine this scene. You wake up in the morning, walk to the restroom, and look in the mirror to discover that your face is stained with coal. You're horrified. You dislike what you see. Then, in a fit of lunacy, you grab a towel and begin furiously rubbing the mirror. You scrub the glass and shout at it. Cry in front of the glass, begging it to remove the stain. Hours pass. You're fatigued. Your knuckles have bled from hitting the glass. You look again. The stain is still present. Obviously, the stain is on your face, not the mirror. No matter how much you control, threaten, or clean your reflection, the image will remain unchanged until you wash your face. This metaphor is ludicrous and ridiculous to you, correct? Nobody would do it in a bathroom. However, this is exactly how 99% of people spends their days. They work to improve their financial status. The reflection comes from working extra hours without changing their scarcity perspective. They try to change their relationships by arguing with their partner, but this does not change their uneasiness. They attempt to alter the world by battling against it. Welcome to Quantum Reflection. In this chapter, we will dispel the largest deception you have been sold. The concept of an outside universe that exists independently of you. It doesn't exist. What you call reality is a holographic feedback mechanism. It's a 360-degree mirror that surrounds and returns to you with mathematical accuracy. The precise representation of your beliefs, fears, and dominating vibration. Understanding this allows you to stop being a victim of circumstances and become the conscious architect of everything that manifests in your range of vision, such as the illusion of the movie screen, in order to grasp the metaphysics of the mirror. Let us use the movie comparison. When you go to the movies, you sit in your seat and watch the screen. If a monster appears in the film, you become terrified. If the hero dies, you'll cry. But if you are alert, you will see that the screen is blank. The screen contains no colors, storylines, or creatures. The screen is neutral. The movie is playing from a little gadget behind you. The projector. The light from the projector passes through a roll of film, your beliefs, and subconscious before being captured on the screen. Your life is the same on the television. This is the material world. Your financial account, residence, and body. It is neutral. It is a plastic material. The projector. It's your consciousness, mind, and heart. Your attention. The movie. These are your internal patterns. What you believe is correct about yourself and the world. If your bank account is empty, the issue is not with the screen, the economy, or the government. You have a film roll called scarcity in the projector. While that roll is spinning, you can switch displays, change countries, change jobs. However, no matter where you go, the movie will be shown exactly the same. Have you ever noticed how certain people frequently change relationships, yet end up living the same dramas? Every man is the same. They claim that men are diverse, but your projector is the same. So you can convert any man into an actor. Your film must confirm your narrative of betrayal or desertion. People are constantly trying to fix the screen. They fire and shout at the screen. The metaphysical master leaves the screen alone. He turns around. He walks to the projection booth and alters the film's part. And, miraculously, the image outside transforms on its own. Their reality is neutral. The observer effect. Quantum physics revealed a startling discovery, the observer effect. Light has been demonstrated in subatomic studies to act as a particle, solid matter, or wave potential energy, depending solely on whether or not someone is witnessing it. The observer constructs reality just by gazing at it. Before passing judgment on a situation, consider it neutral. It is neither nice nor evil. This is raw data. Imagine it begins to rain. Person A, a farmer amid a drought, looks at the rain and envisions blessing money. His world is euphoric. Person became a bride, getting married outside, looks at the rain and predicts calamity. Her reality is depressive. This is the same water. It's the same neutral event. However, the quantum mirror returns to each individual a different reality based on their internal definition. You spend the day labeling neutral items. You're dismissed from your job. It's a neutral fact. The deal was terminated. You identify me as a failure. The mirror either reflects your depression or labels it. I'm free to start a business. The mirror reflects opportunity back to you. The mirror expresses no opinion. The mirror just says yes. If you say the world is hazardous, the mirror confirms it is. Here are 3 crime-related news pieces that back it up. If you say the world is kind, the mirror confirms it. Here's a stranger who can help you. The mirror is a loyal servant who will never contradict you. Mastering your labels allows you to control the reflection that the world casts upon you. Choosing to recognize the latent possibilities in every neutral scenario on your path. Is time delay a density trap? Most people give up on metaphysics at this point. You'll tell me, okay, I understand. I'll change my movie. I am going to assume I am wealthy. Done. Hey, I check my account, and I'm still in the red. This is a falsehood. Calm down. We inhabit a thick dimension. Matter is weighty. The quantum mirror of 3D reality exhibits hysteresis delays. Imagine you're on a massive ship. Because of the water's inertia, turning the rudder takes some time. Or stare at the stars. The light you see from a star could have left 1,000 years ago. Perhaps the star has died, yet you can still see its light since it takes time to arrive. Your present world is a dead star. Your life now. Your money now. Your current body is the consequence of 6 months or a year's worth of thoughts and vibrations. The light is ancient. It's an echo of your past. If you start changing your projector now, you will be thinking about abundance. The screen does not update instantly. You must maintain the new image as the old reality dissolves. This is the valley of the shadow of death, the interval between mental and physical changes. Most people begin to think favorably on Mondays. On Wednesday, they find that nothing has changed. They become frustrated and return to their negative thought patterns. They disrupt the process. The mirror began to turn, but you stopped it. You must learn to disregard your existing reflection while creating a new one. So you must go through your poor house feeling wealthy, knowing that the poverty you perceive is merely a remnant of your former self. and that prosperity is already on its way. Time will pass. Ignore the senses. Trust the vision. The manifestation is unavoidable if the frequency is maintained with steadfast faith. Others do not exist. Neville Goddard. This is the most extreme and difficult teaching to accept. Neville Goddard, the famous mystic, observed, "Everyone is you pushed out." The people in your life do not have complete free will in your reality. They act according to the screenplay you subconsciously create for them. You assign them roles. If you are deeply insecure and believe that you are unworthy of love, you will telepathically compel your partner to treat you coldly or unfaithfully. To back up your claim, your partner may be a nice person among others, but with you, they become a tyrant. Why? Because you are sending them the script, which they will interpret through resonance. This explains why, when you drastically alter your self-perception, you start to actually love and respect yourself. The people around you have only two choices. 1, they change. They suddenly respect you without asking. 2, they depart because they can no longer play the role of abuser in your new film about self-esteem. They vibrate out of your reality and vanish. Stop attempting to alter others. It is exhausting and futile. Nobody changes because you ask them to. They alter when you no longer require them in the old way. If you want to be loved, you need first love yourself. If you want to be valued, you should value yourself. The reflection has no option. If you smile, then your reflection must also smile. It cannot be serious if you laugh. This is a physical law. By changing the source, you force the mirror to follow suit without exerting any more effort. Through the mirror of the darkness. What you dislike about the quantum mirror is that it has a specific function that reveals your shadow. Everything that frustrates, infuriates, or troubles you viscerally about another person originates within you. This is known as psychological projection. If arrogant people disturb you severely, it is because you have repressed arrogance or because you want to be arrogant, have permission to shine, but you are afraid to do so. If lazy people upset you, it's because you have a despotic inner judge who won't let you relax, and you secretly desire their liberty. The world reveals your repudiated parts. When you point at someone with one finger, 3 fingers point back at you. Every time you experience a strong emotional reaction towards someone, stop. Do not gaze at each other. Look at yourself. Question, what part of me resonates with this? Where am I like this? Or where can I prohibit myself from acting like this? The enemy is your best instructor. He is showing you exactly where you have outstanding work. Thank him in quiet for showing your shadow to you, and work on yourself when you have healed it within you. The person stops harassing you, or they simply disappear. The messenger departs once the message is given. Now, sigh, combing the mirrors. The sickness of materialism. Let's go back to the first photograph. Attempting to modify the world by influencing matter is like combing the mirror. This is the hard way. It is the path of suffering. It is attempting to become wealthy by working 16 hours every day with a lousy attitude. You'll wind up sick and destitute. It is attempting to be liked by pleading for attention. You'll wind up alone and embarrassed. The metaphysician's approach is inspired action. First, you alter the frequency, the being. You feel wealthy. You are thankful for what you have. That vibration gives you the feeling of abundance. An idea occurs to you. Who? An inspiration. Why don't I call such and such a person? Why aren't I launching this product? You act on that concept, and the action that emerges from alignment creates huge results with minimal effort. The other is forcing. When you use force, you are fighting the mirror. The mirror is rough. You'll break your hand. So, here's how to modify the reflection instructions for use. So, how can we apply this on any particular Tuesday? 1 mental diet. If reality is what you eat, perceive. Stop eating crap. Stop watching scary news. Stop discussing your ailments. Stop hanging out with complainers. You're safeguarding your projector today. If you put trash in the projector, trash will appear on the screen. Act as if. Fake it till you make it. Cheat the mirror. The mirror does not know whether you are truly wealthy or whether you are fake it. It just reflects your vibration. When you dress, walk, and speak like a successful person, the reflection starts to get confused. Try to. This guy vibrates like a wealthy individual. I must send him wealth to match the image. And the universe starts pulling strings to validate your performance. Be the character you'd like to see reflected. 3. Ignore how. Concentrate on the what. Your task is to determine what you want to see in the mirror. I want to see myself healthier. The mirror universe's responsibility is to determine how it will accomplish this. A new doctor and a diet book. A healing that occurs spontaneously. If you try to exert control over how you interfere with the mechanism, define the ending. Feel the end. Let the mirror order the means of manifestation. Face the rearview mirror. Guilt. Many people use mirrors to torture themselves. They look back. If I had not done that. Look. If I'd studied something else. There's a reason the rearview mirror is so small. You are not moving in that way. Understand this. Those who committed mistakes in the past did so with their level of consciousness. Then, it was another film. You can't judge an old movie with your modern projector. Guilt is a horrible vibration. Guilt seeks retribution. If you feel guilty, the quantum mirror will ask, do you desire punishment? This is a fine, a stubbed toe, and a loss. Forgive yourself, not for morals, but for practical intelligence. Forgiving yourself entails cleaning the projector lens so that tomorrow's movie is not marred by yesterday's. By letting go of the past, you free up the energy needed to envision a bright future, ensuring that your current vibration is not attached to the regrets of a version of yourself that no longer exists. Now, Joy faces the reality test. From now on, play with the mirror. Run simple tests. Wake up tomorrow and say, today, I will project kindness. I'm going to assume that everyone wants to assist me go out into the street with that conviction. Maintain an internal smile while observing. Look at how traffic moves better today. Now, how? The waiter offers you a free coffee. How someone holds the door for you. There are minor flaws in the matrix that confirm that the remote control works. When you confirm that it works with little items like coffees, traffic lights, smiles, dare with the big ones, money, health, love, the mechanism remains the same. Only your refusal to believe that it is feasible changes to the mirror. Reflecting a button is as simple as reflecting a castle. The effort remains the same. 0. By regularly implementing these concepts, you can become the master of your own reflection and the sole designer of your life. Now, Chapter 3. The Language of the Universe. Synchronicities and Indications. The universe is continuously communicating with us, but it does not use words. It communicates in the language of the event, the number, the chance encounter, and the symbol. The uneducated of the 21st century will be unable to interpret the cues that life places in their path. If you're thinking about an old acquaintance you haven't seen in years, suddenly, the phone rang. That's him. You are unsure whether to accept a new job. You walk down the street and notice a massive truck bearing the company's emblem. Then you turn on the radio, and the music urges, go for it. You look at the clock. 11:11. It's occurring now. Now, are you going crazy? Is it a conspiracy, or is the fabric of reality far more intelligent and communicative than you were taught? Welcome to the language of the cosmos. Most individuals go through life as if they're in a dark, silent room, stumbling over furniture. The metaphysician understands that the room is currently illuminated. The universe is not a silent, remote entity. It is a living, conscious, and communicative system. The issue is that you want it to communicate in your own tongue. You expect a thunderous voice to come from the skies and say, accept the job. It'll go nicely. This virtually never happens. Nowadays, it communicates through symbols. In this chapter, we will teach you the grammar of this ancient language so that you can stop traveling aimlessly and begin communicating fluidly with your destiny. By knowing these codes, you may link your personal will with the cosmic flow, transforming every coincidence into a path for your greater progress. Now, what is synchronicity? Carl Jung and the Scarab. Carl Jung coined the term synchronicity to explain meaningful coincidences. It occurs when an internal event, idea, dream, or feeling aligns with an exterior event that has no obvious logical cause, but holds great importance for the individual. It serves as a connection between the intellect and the modern world. Now, the famous story goes that Jung was treating a patient who was extremely rational, stiff, and tough. One day, she was telling him about a dream in which she received a gold scarab. Jung just heard a faint tap on the office window. He got up, opened the window, and caught an insect that had just landed on the glass. It was a Pseudonear aerita beetle, which is the closest thing to a gold scarab found in those latitudes. Jung threw the beetle to the woman, saying, "Here's your scarab." That occurrence ended her irrational rigidity. Her rational mind dissolved, allowing her to begin her mending. That is synchronicity. It's a wink from the universe now. It is the matrix informing you that I am listening to you. We're connected. You're not alone. Synchronicities typically occur during times of upheaval, crisis, or spiritual awakening. They confirm that you are in the flow. Synchronicities become more common as your frequency increases. When you are unconnected, they vanish now. Now give us repeated numbers. The binary code of God. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. 1111, 222, 353, 444. Why do so many individuals keep seeing these numbers? Is it simply a suggestion? What about holy numerology and metaphysics? Numbers represent vibrations. Seeing repeated numbers is similar to seeing a fault in the matrix or a sign of alignment in your life today. Now, 1111, the awakening. This is the activation code. It indicates that an energetic doorway is open. Your thoughts are manifesting quickly. It's a reminder. Wake up. Pay attention to what you're thinking right now. 222 balance. Everything's fine. Continue putting seeds. Have patience. Trust in the process. Now, 33, the masters. You're not alone. Your higher self, or guides, are with you. There are several forms of protection. 404 foundations. You are creating something concrete. It is a symbol of support. 555 change. A major change is on the way. Prepare. It is a transition. 666 matters. You're too concentrated on the material right now. 777 fortunate magic. You are on a roll. You are in harmony with your divine mission. Do not become obsessed with dictionary definitions. What matters is how you feel. When you see the number 1111, do you have a slight shiver or a sensation of magic? That emotion is the true indication. The number is simply the trigger. Today, now, the universe can communicate with you through the divine radio, the Spotify Oracle, and other forms of technology. Have you ever asked the air a question and then turned on the radio or shuffled your playlist, and the following song answered exactly? That's not a coincidence. Remember that your equipment responds to electromagnetic impulses. Your thinking and the field are identical now. Now, it is quite simple for universal intelligence to manipulate the shuffle algorithm and insert track 42 instead of 15. This is a practical exercise. Ask a clear question. Universe, should I call this individual? Turn on shuffle mode for your music. Listen to the song's first phrase. Sometimes the response is literal or metaphorical. Now, learn to trust this precious technology. The ancients utilized bones or tarot cards. We have Spotify. The mechanism remains the same. Chance doesn't exist. Consciousness is arranging chaos to convey a message. By utilizing current tools as oracles, you allow the divine to communicate with you through the same channels you use every day. Favorite totem animals. Messengers of nature. Nature is a direct physical expression of God. Animals have no egos. They remain permanently attached to the source. This makes them great messengers. If you observe a hawk perched on your balcony in the center of the city, that's not typical. It's a sign. Pay attention to creatures that cross your path today. Now, butterfly undergoes a tremendous metamorphosis. You're transitioning from a caterpillar to something with wings. Snakes heal. Kundalini. Rebirth. Don't be afraid. Spider inventiveness. You are shaping your fate. Patience. Bird. Ravens. Hawks. Spiritual messages. Higher vision. Look from above now. Dog. Cat. If a stray animal approaches you persistently, it brings you either love or protection. When this happens, don't dismiss it. Ask yourself what I was thinking when the animal appeared. What is the medicine? If you are fixated on details and an eagle arrives, the signal has been elevated, so take a look at the complete now. Listening to strangers. Drunken angels. Sometimes the cosmos employs people as temporary puppets to convey a message to you. You are on the bus, anxious about money. Two people behind you are talking. Suddenly, one speaks clearly. Do not worry. The money always appears at the end. He tells his friend, but he also tells you. You can feel the influence now. That's a sign. The universe is highly efficient. It will not descend. An angel with wings. If you can get a drunk on the corner or a lady in the supermarket line to say the exact phrase you want to hear, keep your ears open while in receiver mode. Everyone is a possible oracle on your road today. Now, fragments of discussions. Billboards. Graffiti on the walls. Pick up a phrase that pops out at you or strikes an emotional chord. This is for you. By remaining attentive to the casual words of the world, you understand that the divine is continuously whispering instruction via the voices of those around you. The most noticeable physical signs. The body doesn't lie. Your body is the most sensitive antenna you have. The body receives the signal before the brain. We call this somatic intuition. The contraction. You are faced with a decision. You feel a knot in your stomach and your shoulders close as a signal. There's no danger. Don't go that route. Even if it seems like a good idea now. Now for the expansion. You feel light. You can feel heat in your chest. You get excitement or a pleasant tingling sensation. Yes. Okay, green light. Go ahead. The universe can physically stop you. You suddenly have a fever as you prepare to embark on an unsuitable trip. Alternatively, you sprain your ankle before a date. Now the ego says, damn, what bad luck. The spirit says, thank you for stopping me. You rescued me from something I could not see. If everything gets clogged, you get sick. You misplace your keys. Stop. Do not use force. The cosmos is flashing a red light to protect or direct you. Trust your temple's bodily knowledge right now. So, here's to the rule of 3. Confirmation. How to discern a genuine signal from your own preoccupation. The ego is compulsive and pursues what it desires to perceive. The golden rule is the rule of 3. This is the first time an event has occurred. The second time, it's a coincidence. The third time around, it's a sign. A stranger recommends the book you've heard about twice today. If the universe wants you to perceive something, it will repeatedly present it to you. If you see the same name, place, or concept 3 times in a row from unconnected sources, it will stick with you. Pay attention. It's a cosmic order. Ignoring it frequently causes regret. I realized I should have done it now. Yes, you knew. They told you 3 times. By applying the rule of 3, you may filter out the noise of your own desires and guarantee that you are moving in accordance with a true instruction from the field, allowing you to act with total conviction that you are being directed by wisdom far greater than your own today. How to ask for a sign. The protocol. You don't have to wait passively. You can inquire, but there is a proper manner to do so. Do not ask out of desperation, which causes static. Ask out of curiosity, and try the purple elephant exercise. If you want to prove that this works, do it today. Close your eyes. Ask for a clear indication that you are being heard right now. Call it the cornfield universe. Show me a clear sign within the next 48 hours. Show me a blue butterfly or a purple elephant. Something specific. Let go. Forget it. Do not go searching for it like a crazy. I guarantee you'll see it. Perhaps on a child's shirt, an advertisement, or a sticker. When you see it today, you will be shocked. Now the shock is neuronal reconnection. Your brain has just realized that reality responds. Once you receive the modest signal, you can request big things. Universe, if this is the job for me, please call me before Friday. If not, I will let it go. Setting clear conditions is quite beneficial. The universe values clarity, which is currently being challenged by discernment. Do not develop paranoia. Uncritical warning. There's a fine line between magical awareness and paranoia. Apathy. Not everything is a sign. Sometimes a cigar is simply a cigar. If you obsess over every plate, cloud, and word, the waiter warns you that you will go insane and become paralyzed. I can't leave since I observed a huge cloud. That's fear. Now, how to differentiate. The genuine sign is associated with calm and clarity. It feels light. Paranoia causes worry and bewilderment. It feels thick and urgent. If you need to force the meaning, well, I observed a blackbird that resembles an eagle. Then it isn't a sign for you right now. Real signs strike you. They're evident. They do not require forensic examination. If you are unsure, it is not a sign. The genuine sign is unmistakable. Maintain a grounded and watchful mind. You are currently learning to distinguish between the profound whispers of the world and the wild chatter of your own terrified imagination. Hex the breadcrumbs step by step. Navigation. The world rarely provides you a whole map. You want to view the entire journey from point A to Z. The universe doesn't work that way. It functions like a GPS in the fog. You can only see the next 10 meters. The universe leaves you breadcrumbs. It provides you a symbol for the first step, called John. You called John today. Now, and only then, the symbol for step 2 appears. John invited you to a party. You go. Step 3. You meet Anna. Step 4. Anna gives you the business of your life. If you had asked for step 4 from the beginning, you would not have realized your role is to trust the breadcrumb in front of you. Now, follow the obvious clue. Do whatever excites you now. Trust that this small indication will take you to the next until you reach your target. This is known as living in the miracle zone. By focusing solely on the current step, you eliminate future worries and move in perfect flow. Now, the indicator indicates whether to wait or not. Sometimes we ask for clues to validate what our ego desires. You want to return to your toxic ex? You beg for a sign. Nothing occurs. Silence. Or you see warning indicators. But your ego distorts reality. I didn't notice any danger signs. That indicates everything is okay. Don't deceive yourselves now. Now silence can be an answer. If you ask and nothing happens, the response is that you don't need to know right now. If you encounter constant difficulties, the door will not open. The email bounces. The sign is a huge neon. No, we call it divine directing. It is now defending you. Today, an impediment is not anything that keeps you from reaching your target. It's something that keeps you from going off a precipice. Appreciate both the closed and open doors. That locked door protects you. Accept the universe's no. You prevent yourself from avoidable anguish right now. Chapter 4. The Invisible Plot. The Red Thread of Fate. An invisible crimson thread unites individuals who are meant to meet, regardless of time, place, or situation. The thread may stretch or tangle, but it will not break. Eastern legend. Look about you. You see people. You see the bus driver. You see the boss. You see your partner. You notice the stranger who crossed your path today. Your physical eyes inform you that you are separate islands, independent beings moving through space in an unpredictable manner. Your physical sight lied to you. What you would see if you had spiritual or energy X-ray vision would astound you. There are currently no vacant gaps between people. You would witness a brilliant, intricate, and exquisite network of strands connecting hearts. Plexus to plexus. You would realize that the stranger who smiled at you today did not do it by chance. They did it because an unseen link vibrated, forcing them to glance at you and give you the microdose of hope you needed in your life right now. You would realize that the person who crushed your heart 5 years ago was not some random criminal. They were an actor paid by your own soul to help you learn to love yourself. Welcome to the invisible plot. In this chapter, we will investigate the social engineering of fate. We will recognize that your contact list is a map of hallowed coordinates. Now, no one enters your life without your permission. Nobody goes without having given their message. Each interaction, no matter how fleeting, is a cosmic appointment. By recognizing these subtle connections, you begin to negotiate your relationships with a sense of purpose and thankfulness, understanding that everyone is a reflection of your own journey. Now, Indra's net, or nodes. In ancient Vedic philosophy, there is the metaphor of Indra's net. Consider an infinite silk net that extends in all directions. Each thread intersection contains a dazzling pearl. Each pearl reflects the light from every other pearl in the net. In today's world, touching one pearl causes all of the others to vibrate. Now you're one of those pearls. You are not a solitary figure fighting against the world. You are a part of a network of consciousness. This explains why when you think of someone, they call you. It's not magic. Telepathy. It's network physics. You are currently connected by a plot filament in your life. Today, when you move, think, or feel, you send an impulse via the thread, which travels to the opposite end. Understanding this removes existential loneliness. You've never been alone. It's difficult to be alone, even on a desolate island. You are energetically related to the entire human species in this earth right now. Your thoughts influence the collective, which in turn influences you. This network is intelligent. It is continually reorganizing itself to bring you the individuals you need for your next stage of progress. Sometimes the internet leads you to a teacher. It can occasionally lead to a romantic relationship. Sometimes it leads to an executioner. Today is the current day of your life. However, the net always delivers correctly. By believing in the interconnection of all beings, you eliminate the worry of being lost or forgotten. Recognize that you are an integral component of a vast living tapestry that supports and guides you on your journey to ultimate realization and fulfillment of your divine mission. Now, consider the soul contract before birth. We've reached uncharted territory here. Metaphysics says that your soul entered into contracts before incarnating in your physical body. Consider it a pre-play planning session. You stated that in this life, I hope to learn about forgiveness. Another person, a spiritual companion, raised their hand and declared, I will assist you in your life today. Now I will descend to earth and betray you. I will do something dreadful to you so that you might experience true forgiveness. You said thanks. It will be challenging, but we will complete it. Then you both were born. I forgot the deal. Oblivion's shroud. And they met in physical life. Today in your world. Now that individual has betrayed you. You suffer. You despise them. But on a soul level, they are keeping their pledge. They're playing the villain so you may play the hero who forgives. This dramatically alters your perception of bitterness against that absent father, that fraudulent lover, or that poisonous ex-partner in your life now. What if they're not your enemies? What if they're your spiritual teachers? A weight trainer applies resistance to your body, making you sweat and your muscles ache. If you didn't realize it was training, you'd believe the trainer despised you. They're piling weight on me to crush me. No, they place weight on you to help you gain strength. Difficult connections serve as a spiritual gym. If you look back, you'll notice that your most significant growth spurts occurred following your most difficult relationship experiences. That individual pushed you down the cliff, forcing you to acquire wings. Respect their function and, if necessary, let them go. You are free of the drama right now through the red thread. The legend of Asia. There is a mythology about the crimson thread of fate. You might know Akihito. They say the gods tie an invisible crimson thread around the little finger of those who are meant to meet. This form is not just for love partners and soulmates. However, it is the most usual application. It applies to anyone who is relevant to your story today. Now the thread possesses magical properties. It is elastic. It is capable of stretching indefinitely. You can be on another continent, and it will not break. It is timeless. It may take 20 years to find that individual, but the meeting will happen. It is unavoidable. Regardless of how much you run or hide, the thread will draw you to the meeting right now. Have you ever met someone and had an instant connection? That feeling of, oh, it's you. Finally, you came. There's no discomfort. There's no reason to pretend. It's like putting on old, comfortable sneakers. That's the red thread tightening. It is the realization that that individual was already in your system before you encountered them today. These individuals are the foundation of your life. Sometimes they stay indefinitely. Sometimes they stay for a month. The importance of the encounter is unaffected by the duration of the contract. Sometimes someone enters your life merely to say something that alters your path and then vanishes. The thread was what held together that brief contact. It was now connected by a scarlet thread as strong as a 50-year marriage. By recognizing the significance of these predestined relationships, you allow yourself to be guided by the pull of the thread, heading toward the people and experiences that are critical to your soul's journey and the realization of your fullest potential in this lifetime. Now, the fractal encounters a repeated pattern. Sometimes the invisible storyline appears to be a scratched record. Why am I always attracted to alcoholic men? Why do I constantly have tyrannical bosses? Why do my friends constantly envy me? If the universe keeps sending you the same type of person with changing appearances and names, it's not terrible luck in your life right now. It's a fractal pattern. The universe is a highly rigid instructional institution. If you do not learn the geometry lesson, you will be required to redo the course. They change your teacher for you. They change the classroom for you. However, the syllabus is the same. If you didn't learn to create limits with your father, the universe will assign you a boss right now. The universe will deliver you an abusive boss. If you do not learn to set limits with your boss, you will be assigned an abusive relationship. The intensity will increase until you say enough. In the moment, you learn the lesson. You set the border. You value yourself. You let go of dependency. The pattern breaks in your thoughts. Now the invisible plot is reorganizing itself. That type of individual disappears from your reality because they no longer serve a purpose. The contract has expired. If you are stuck in a painful, repeated routine, do not blame others. They are only actors. Ask yourself, what am I refusing to learn in this society today? What is it that compels the universe to bring me this harsh teacher time and again? By accepting responsibility for the repeated themes in your relationships, you destroy the energetic magnet that draws the same teachings, allowing the storyline to progress into new terrain and make more harmonious connections along your way. Now we have 6 degrees of separation. The logistics of God. According to sociological theory, any person on the world is connected to any other person by no more than 5 intermediaries. 6 hops. You are 6 people away from the U.S. president, a rock star, or your Japanese soul match. These nodes are used to shift resources on the unseen plot. Now imagine making a wish. I'd like to commit myself to painting. But you work in a bank and know no one in the arts. The universe activates network 1. You meet a new customer at the bank. 2. The client has a sister. 3. That sister attends a yoga class. 4. During the yoga lesson, is the owner of an art gallery. How is your life going right now? Now the universe must shift the pieces so that you can speak to the client. He invited you to a party. You meet the sister and eventually approach the gallery owner. Coincidences can be intricate logistical procedures. You miss the bus. You feel irritated, but because you missed the bus, you have to wait 20 minutes today. In your universe. Now, during those 20 minutes, the individual holding the key to your next level enters the bus stop. If you had taken the bus on time, you would not have encountered them. What you refer to as terrible luck. Missing the bus required a course correction of the unseen plot to align you with a critical node. That is why, when things don't go as planned, you should relax today. Let's imagine the universe is recalculating the route. Something greater or more necessary awaits me. Trust God's logistics. He has a more full map than you do. By releasing the need to control the how, you allow the divine architect to create the most beautiful and unexpected paths to the fulfillment of your greatest aspirations. Now they refer to your soul tribe as the chosen family. Not everyone on the network resonates with you. There is a small number of souls who resonate at your precise frequency. We refer to them as your soul tribe or family. They are usually not your biological family, although they can be. They are the people who speak your language without using words in today's world. You are not required to explain yourself when dealing with them. They comprehend your humor. They comprehend your suffering. They comprehend your crazy. Being around them replenishes your energy rather than draining it. Finding your tribe is vital for rekindling a coal ember. If you remove it from the fire and leave it alone, it will burn out today in your life. It now flames strongly when placed adjacent to other burning embers. You're the ember. You will leave if you are surrounded by people who vibrate, have few complaints, are afraid, and are materialistic. This is a physical law. You should look for your tribe. How? By transmitting your genuine signal. Chapter 1. Be sincere in order to attract them. Right now, today, if you enjoy metaphysics, say so. If you enjoy art, be real. You switch on your light, and your tribe will notice you from a distance and approach. Falsehood alienates your group. If you pretend to be someone other than yourself, you will not blend in with regular people. Your tribe will be unable to find you because you are wearing the outfit. Be odd. Be yourself. And the strange ones, like you, will appear by emitting your distinct frequency without apology. You serve as a beacon, guiding your soul family out of the mob, creating a powerful circle of support and a common vision that promotes your personal and collective progress in this physical reality today. Now, 7. Cutting ties versus untying knots in modern spirituality. There is much discussion about severing links with poisonous people, envisioning scissors, and cutting the energetic cord. It is sometimes required, but there are nuances. If you cut a tie in wrath, you did not cut it. Hatred is a bond as strong as love. If you despise your ex, you are still obligated to them. Now you continue to give them your energy. The concealed plot remains tense. True emancipation entails not cutting. It's untying. Untying entails understanding, forgiving, and letting go. It means looking at that individual and saying, I understand what role you played. Thank you for the lesson. I release you from the obligation to hurt me right now, just as I release myself from the obligation to suffer for you. When you do this from a true neutral position, the contract has terminated. The thread unravels, and the individual either disappears from your life or ceases to touch you. They become irrelevant. You become transparent to them. As long as the reaction is strong, there's karma. Today, when there is compassionate indifference and detachment, the karma is resolved by undoing the energetic knots of the past. You recover the power and focus you once gave up in conflict, allowing your spirit to move on with the lightness and tranquility that can only come from complete and utter forgiveness of all. Now, to utilize the mirror effect in relationships. The law of projection. We saw the mirror in Chapter 2, but relationships are where it hurts the most. The invisible plot functions as a set of mirrors. If you are extremely insecure, the plot will put you in contact with someone who is jealous of you. Why? Because his jealousy mirrors your insecurity. They represent two sides of the same coin. Today is about fear. Now, as a savior, you wish to help people. The plot will introduce you to victims and shattered people. You're a perfect match, but the relationship will be difficult. To break the dynamic, one of the two needs to alter shape. If you quit being a savior and concentrate on yourself, the victim will have two choices. Now, mature and quit being a victim. 2. Go find another savior willing to play their game. Either way, you're free. No one can play a game with you if you refuse to move a piece to alter the situation around you. Do not attempt to modify them. Change your role in the play. Change your frequency in the world right now by adjusting your internal state. You radically alter the energetic resonance of your encounters, compelling the invisible plot to either upgrade or dissolve your present relationships in favor of new ones that reflect your transformed self and your current level of consciousness in the world. Now, voice activates magnets. How to attract love partners. Many people wonder if the red thread exists. Why am I still alone? Where's my partner? Partner? The thread exists, although it may be knotted or intended. You are obstructing the meeting. How? By looking at the lack. If you scream, I'll need someone, you produce a vibration of, I don't have plot responses right now. The storyline replies by increasing your loneliness in the space. If your life is filled with individuals who do not fulfill you, there is no room for new people to enter. The universe despises a vacuum, yet if the glass is filled with dirty water, it cannot pour wine. You need to unload first. Let go of lukewarm relationships. Let go of lukewarm relationships to make way for heated ones with the wrong person. We want to attract a king or queen, but we act like beggars. The law of resonance is evident. Like attracts like. If you want a stable companion, you should strive to be one yourself. You're the source today. Now, do not search for the appropriate individual. Be the proper person, and the thread will organically tighten as you embody the characteristics you seek in others. You transform into a powerful magnet, attracting your intended counterpart across time and space, ensuring an encounter that is both effortless and holy right now. Chapter 5. The Self-Fulfilling Prophecy. The power of the decree began with the Word, which was with God and was God. Nothing has been made without him. John says, abracadabra, an ancient Aramaic phrase that means, I create as I speak. Did you realize that every time you speak, you are casting a spell on your life today? You're probably laughing right now. You believe words are just air noises used to convey what we see. Alternatively, order a coffee. You're wrong. Words do not describe reality. Words create reality. They function as energy storage containers. They are programming codes that you can directly place into your current life's matrix. Most people are unaware black magicians. They spend all day cursing themselves. I'm a mess. I'm broke. I always get sick in the winter. Nobody loves me. And then, when reality obeys their orders and brings them misery, ruin, illness, and loneliness, they exclaim, see, I was correct today. No, you're not correct. You had a prophecy, which you fulfilled. Welcome to the power of decree. In this chapter, we will assess your language. We're going to find out that your mouth is the rudder of your ship. If your ship is headed for the rocks, it is because you, the captain, are barking commands right now. It is time to master the language of creation. It's time to quit talking about your problems and instead address them. By changing your vocabulary, you can change the course of your life. The physics of sound semantics will guide you away from the storms and toward the calm seas of manifestation and success in today's world. Before we get into the magical, let's look at science. Cymatics is a field of study. When you set sand on a metal plate and shock it with sound, the sand organizes itself into precise geometric designs. When you modify the sound or frequency, the sound pattern changes immediately. Nowadays, no sound moves matter. Sound organizes form. Your body is 70% water. Vibration allows water to be easily programmed. Dr. Masaru Emoto demonstrated that when you pronounce a word, its vibration goes through your body, water, and the air field. If you say heat, your body's molecular structure is currently chaotic. When you express love or gratitude, the structure balances dopamine and oxytocin, but the effect extends beyond your body. Your words are like waves that leave you and move to the invisible plan. Chapter 4. These are instructions. The universe exists in a quantum soup of possibilities. It is waiting for an order to become a reality today. Your word is the order. God said, "Let there be light," and light was created. You are created in the image and likeness of the Creator. Your word has the same power, but on a different scale and with a temporal delay due to matter's density. However, the mechanism is identical. Declaration manifestation in your life now activates the master code. I am and I exist are the two most powerful words in the universe, regardless of language. Why? Because I am is a statement of identity. It's the name of God. I am who I am. When you say I am, you are imposing the title of divinity on what follows. You are combining your soul with equality today. Now, the cosmos interprets whatever you say after I am as absolute and literal order. If you say I'm clumsy, the universe responds. Okay, let his keys drop. Allow him to trip. Let his file be removed. He has decreed clumsiness. If you declare I'm impoverished, the universe has done. Let's close that business opportunity right now. When you say I'm tired, you're declaring exhaustion. Your cells comply and reduce the energy. Observe how individuals communicate. I am fed up. I'm a hot mess when it comes to ladies. I am old. They are using God's name in vain. They're utilizing their creative power to demolish their own temple. You are restricted to use starting today. I'm feeling negative right now, even if it is correct at the moment. If you are unwell, don't say I'm sick. Say I'm going through a healing process. Disconnect yourself from your identity. Use. I am just interested in what you wish to be. I am healthy. I embody abundance. I am magnetic. Even if it feels silly at first, you are currently reprogramming the matrix. That is why the subconscious is an actual genius. Your subconscious mind is the engine that powers your reality. It is millions of times stronger than your conscious mind. However, the subconscious has an unusual characteristic. It has no sense of humor and makes no judgments. It's like the genie in Aladdin's lamp. Its only reaction is, your wishes are my command. Now, if you say something humorously, I want to die, how embarrassing. The subconscious doesn't realize it's a joke. It captures death wishes, which decrease the immune system and increase dangerous behavior. If you say, this job gives me a headache, the subconscious says, I understand. You must treat your subconscious like a 5-year-old child with superpowers since he is currently causing migraines every time he enters the office. You must be precise with your instructions. You cannot afford to speak poorly of yourself, even jokingly. Sarcasm towards oneself. How foolish am I? Haha is pure poison. Remove those phrases from your lexicon today. Now speak to yourself with the same respect, greatness, and clear aim as you would to a monarch or god. By recognizing your own dialogue, you create a powerful and focused subconscious that works relentlessly to realize your best objectives and noble dreams in this world right now. Today, black magic, the complaint. The most common type of negative self-fulfilling prophecy is the complaint. What constitutes a complaint? It is a remark indicating that you dislike something associated with bad emotion. In metaphysical terms, the complaint serves as an anchor. Complaining about your current circumstance confirms and solidifies it. Now you are saying to the cosmos, look at this. This is what is real. Give me more of this. Complaining causes you to focus on something bigger. You concentrate on the problem. As a result, you exacerbate the situation. Some people are addicted to complaining. They are currently meeting in groups to moan about politics, the weather, or their bosses. They are covens of unconscious black magic. They are spending their combined energies to reinforce the very problems they claim they despise. If you want to transform your life, try a fast of complaints. Try to go 7 days without a single spoken complaint. If something aches, take a medication. But don't tell 10 people today. Now, suppose the weather is awful. Take an umbrella, but do not mention the nasty rain. If you can accomplish this, you will witness miracles. Your energy, which had previously leaked through the wound of the complaint, is now accumulating and manifesting answers. The complaint connects you with the victim. The decree raises you to the status of creator. Now for the silent dialogue. Your roommate. Not only does what you say out loud matter, but what you say to yourself in silence is also important. You have a roommate in your head who is constantly talking. That interior dialogue is a continuous prayer. If you smile at someone while thinking, "I don't trust him," the cosmos hears thoughts, not smiles. Today, thought is an electrical signal. Emotion is a magnetic signal. Your internal dialogue is typically a reflection of your parents or society. You're not enough. You're going to make a mistake. Who do you believe you are? You need to stop that recording. You must become a tyrant over your own negative thoughts. Now, when you hear an internal voice telling you that you won't be able to pay for it, shout inwardly "canceled" and replace it with "money that comes to me in unexpected ways." I represent prosperity. At first, it is exhausting. You have to be as watchful as a security guard. However, the roommate gradually learns today. You can now alter the recording. You can do it when your internal dialogue works for you. You are wonderful. Everything will work out well. Then you're unstoppable. You become a symbol of confidence and achievement. Radiate a frequency that naturally attracts the people and circumstances you require to achieve your full potential right now. Fake it until you believe it is the physiology of lying. This is where we encounter the most significant resistance. You say, "But if I pretend I'm wealthy when I have nothing in my account, I feel like a liar. I feel foolish." This is normal. Your reasoning thinking compares the decree to existing reality and finds a discrepancy. It calls the discrepancy a falsehood. The metaphysician refers to it as prophecy. Now, an architect looks at an empty lot filled with trash and says, "This will be a 20-story building." Is he lying in the actual present? Yes, there is no building, but in his mind, it already exists. And because he believes in that deceptive vision, the building exists. You are the creator of your life today. Now, your decrees do not reflect the present weather. They are predictions of the future weather that you are generating. You must learn to be okay with the temporary falsehood. Neville Goddard dubbed it the presumption. Assume the emotion of having a request granted. Speak as if you have already accomplished your goal. How does an affluent person communicate? Do people moan about the cost of coffee? No. How does a loved one speak? Do they speak with jealousy and fear? No. They talk to security. Adopt the language of your future self. At start, it's a performance. Then it becomes a habit. Finally, it is a reality in your world today. Now, conduct an audit of your own vocabulary. Words that are forbidden. There are words that behave similarly to viruses in your operating system. It undermines your manifestation. Eliminate them today. Try. Attempt. I'm going to try it. Try means to go toward it, but fail. Yoda was correct. Do or don't. There is no trying. When you say you'll attempt to arrive on time, you're already thinking of excuses. Say, "I'll be there. I'll do it. I need money. I need affection." Needing vibrates in the absence of anything. The universe replies, "Are you in need? I shall always be in need. I'll give you more. I need to change, and I can either choose or have. I choose to have money." Alternatively, express gratitude in advance. "Thank you for sending the money now. I hope so. I hope it works out nicely." Hope indicates skepticism. It suggests that you do not have control. It transfers power outdoors. Say, "I trust" or "No. I am confident that everything will go nicely. But I do adore you." But the "but" erases all you've said before. It's a negative. Replace it with, and it offers up new possibilities today. "I'm slowly getting out. Little by little." It is an edict for slowness. You are begging the cosmos to slow down, step by step. Consistent progress. Or, in a quantum fashion, rapid advancement. By honing your voice, you remove the hidden barriers to your achievement and hasten the arrival of your goals. Now, wait. The time delay. The safety cushion. Consider what it would be like if everything you said came true right now. You say, "I'm starving." Boom. Dead. You say, "I want to kill myself because of what I did." Boom. Dead. You say, "I wish an elephant would appear here." Boom. The house was destroyed. It would be chaotic. You would not last a single day. Fortunately, we now live in a dimension that includes time. Time functions as a buffer. Your words are seeds. They require time to germinate. This is a safety measure. It provides you the opportunity to repent and cancel the order. If you have a negative idea, this will come out badly. Don't be afraid. It does not appear instantly. You have some room to maneuver right now. Today. Now. No, not if you correct it promptly. Cancelled. It will turn out fine. You remove the weed seed before it could germinate. However, if the negative decree is repeated on a daily basis, it grows. And yes, the monster expands. Persistence is crucial. A single favorable decree will not save a life. Just as one salad does not work anymore. The continual mental diet is what transforms your body and your life. Be careful of your long-term speech patterns. You assure that you are only planting seeds of success, joy, and plenty, which will eventually bloom into a glorious reality that mirrors your conscious spirit's deepest intentions right now. Now, 9. The ceremony of the decree. How to do it correctly. To use the self-fulfilling prophecy, consciously follow this technique. Current state. The decree must be in the present. Not I will be wealthy. That is the future, and it will never arrive. Assume I am wealthy or on my way to becoming so. Positive. The subconscious doesn't understand. No now? Now, suppose you say, I don't want to be fat. The subconscious listens. I want no fat. And it makes you hungry. Assume I have a healthy weight. Focus on what you desire rather than what you want to avoid. Emotion. The word is the code. The feeling is the send signal. Repeating like a parrot is pointless. You need to feel it immediately. It's ineffective to say I'm glad while wearing a bitter expression. You must first produce the emotion of gladness and then release the word while riding that emotional wave. Gratitude. The most powerful decree is thanks, which suggests that you have already received. Thank you, universe, for this fresh position right now. Today is now. This is just faith. It is the signing of the contract. By combining the appropriate words with deep, sincere passion and heartfelt gratitude, you activate the creative energies of the universe, ensuring that your pronouncements become a tangible reality of your daily existence with grace and total confidence in this world. Now, Chapter 6. The Collapse of Time. Quantum jumps. Time is an illusion. This is especially true during lunchtime. Douglas Adams. You do not need 10 years to reach your goals. You require a second of total internal metamorphosis, and time will bend to fit your new reality. You've been lied to. It's about time. You've been taught at school that life is linear now. Now, first day, then B, then C. They've told you. Study, work hard, save, bit by bit, climb the ladder step by step. Perhaps when you're 65, you'll be able to enjoy life. This is the escalator model. Slow, predictable, safe, and extremely dull. This is the Newtonian model. Slow, cause and effect. Right now, today. But then you see folks who defy the rules. You watch a 20-year-old start a $1 million firm in 6 months. You witness someone recover from an incurable condition in a week. You witness someone meet the love of their life on a Tuesday, marry on a Saturday, and be happy forever. What exactly happened there? Have they cheated now? No. They applied a higher law of physics. They have quit utilizing the stairs and instead taken the elevator. They have made a quantum jump. Welcome to the collapse of time. In this chapter, you'll discover that time is not a tight prison. It's an elastic substance. You can extend or contract it today. Understanding how vibration works allows you to save 10 years of effort and compress it into 6 months of intensity. Are you ready to quit waiting and start jumping by learning the skill of quantum leap? You transcend the constraints of the physical world and enter a reality in which your desires realize. Now, because time is a coordinate and not a clock, Einstein showed us that time is relative. If you place your hand on a hot burner, a minute feels like an hour. If you're with your love, an hour feels like a minute. Time is dependent on the observer. In metaphysics, we take a step further. Time does not pass. At the moment, time serves as a location coordinate. Today, imagine that all possible variations of your existence exist right now. Like a room in an infinite hotel, room 101. You're poor. In room 505, you are a millionaire. You are not feeling well in room 808. In the universe's hotel, all of these rooms exist at the same time. The perpetual present. What you call time is actually your awareness. I'm going to move now. It's merely your consciousness. Walking down the corridor from room 101 to 505. If you walk, use the linear method. It takes 10 years, but if you master the teleport quantum method, you can appear in room 505 quickly. Time is not required to create. Only time will allow your logical thinking to accept the shift today. Now, consider the physics of the quantum leap in the atom. Electrons spin in orbits. For an electron to move from a low to a high orbit with greater energy, it does not move through the intermediate space. It vanishes from orbit A and reappears promptly in orbit B without traveling through the center. Without time. This is known as a quantum leap today. You can do the same with your life. You do not need to go through the intermediate steps that society requires of you. According to society, interns assist senior bosses. The quantum leap, says the intern boss. Vibration. Boss. How? By increasing your energy. The electron requires an injection of energy. Now, the electron requires energy to jump. You do that. Energy is not the same as caffeine. It is the emotional intensity and certainty of identity. If you can raise and sustain your vibration to the level of your desire, reality collapses. The universe is forced to transport you to a new timeline. It accomplishes this by utilizing accelerated coincidences. You are now fired. The collapse of the old. The next day, you meet the investor of your life. The appearance of the new. For an outsider, it appears to be a miracle or good fortune for you. It uses quantum mechanics to hold the frequency of your success. You instruct the universe to rearrange itself around you. Right now, today. First, consider the trap of linearity. The most significant impediment to collapsing time is your logical mind. Your mind is obsessed with how. I want to make $1 million. Okay, if I save $100 each month, it will take 800 years. It is impossible. Your mind makes calculations based on your past and current resources. However, the quantum leap does not utilize your current resources. Now, it makes use of the resources available on the new timeline. When you jump, the how emerges. It's like driving in the fog. You can only see 10 meters, but moving forward allows you to see the next 10. Linear thinking paralyzes you because it expects to see the entire path before taking the first step. According to quantum thinking, I have arrived at my destination. Vibrationally, I have arrived at my destination. The path will unfold beneath my feet as I walk. Stop asking how long will it take. That question affirms distance. If you ask how much longer, you are affirming, I am not present, and the universe responds that you are not. Keep waiting, and the wait will collapse in time. You must eliminate the waiting. You must believe that it has already been completed, living with the conviction that your goal has already been achieved. You remove the power of time and force the manifestation to materialize at a rate that defies all conventional logic and expectation in your life today. Now I am living at the end. Neville Goddard, the great mystic, taught the definitive technique for the collapse of time and living at the end. Do not consider your goal to be something that will happen in the future. Consider your goal as something present. Example, you want to move to Paris. Thinking about the end. You gaze at images of Paris and call it a day. Now you want to go there someday. This causes separation and time thinking in the end. You close your eyes and think you're already in Paris. You can sense the air of Paris. You can smell the croissant. You reach for the doorknob of your Parisian flat. You feel grateful for being present. And you look at the world now. When you do this with intensity, you trick both your subconscious and the cosmos. The universe does not know how to tell the difference between what you see with open eyes and what you feel strongly with closed eyes. If your vibration states, I am in Paris, the universe experiences cognitive dissonance. The error must be corrected today. Now, this is a system error. Immediate rectification. The universe then transfers heaven and earth to transport your body to where your mind is already located. A job offer emerges, as does a gift ticket or an opportunity. The bridge of incidents moves swiftly. You've brought the future into the present. You have reduced the distance. Right now? Today is now. However, when it comes to intensity versus duration, this is the technical key. A quantum leap is determined by the intensity of the visualization rather than its duration. 5 minutes of absolute immersion in which you experience genuine feeling. Cry with joy and experience goosebumps. Feeling your desire is genuine is worth more than 10 years of mediocre affirmations today. Now it's like boiling water. You can keep the water at 90 degrees for a century and it will not boil. It will boil after 1 minute of being heated to 100 degrees. You must approach the emotional boiling point. You must feel the actuality of your wants so strongly that when you open your eyes, you are shocked to see yourself still there. That is unusual. I feel like this is no longer my life. Is a sign that the leap has started. You have ended the old timeline. Now it's only an issue of physical inertia. There is a lag time before the new one appears. Prioritizing depth above length activates your soul's transforming power, accelerating your destiny without eliminating the waiting mode. The majority of individuals live in the waiting room of existence. I'll be happy when I marry. I'll feel safer if I have money. When I retire, I plan to rest. They are postponing their lives. They are pushing their enjoyment to the horizon. And because the horizon is continuously receding, they never arrive in their lives today. Waiting has become synonymous with scarcity. I wait because I don't need to collapse time. You must begin to feel the emotion of the outcome. How would you feel if you were already rich? Secure, calm, feel confident and relaxed today with €5 in your pocket. This is the difficult part. This is mastery today. Now, it needs you to discipline your emotions so that they are not influenced by external factors. If you can feel rich before prosperity, wealth will come to you because it is drawn to you. Equal time collapses when necessity departs and is replaced with gratitude. Gratitude is a magnetic signal indicating that I have already gotten it. Give gratitude before having. That's faith. This accelerates everything by creating an internal state of abundance. You remove the friction that hinders manifestation, allowing your reality to shift with fluidity and grace, rendering the concept of waiting obsolete and superfluous in your life. Now, we change the identity of the actor. You cannot start a new life with an old personality. A quantum jump requires a change of identity. The person who makes €1,000 per month has specific habits, worries, and a manner of communicating. The you that earns €100,000 per month is not the same person. They think differently. They walk differently today. They do not accept certain behaviors. You can't drag the old you into the new reality. It does not fit through the door. If you want to jump, you must die and be reborn. Ask yourself how my quantum incarnation, who has already achieved the dream, would act today. Will they wake up late? Will they consume crap now? Would they label that a poisonous X? No. Then you quit doing it. Begin acting like your future self today. Dress like them. Speak like them. Make decisions like them. By doing so, you are setting the radio to the frequency of that future reality. When the tuning is correct, reality emerges. The leap represents a shift in character. Today, now, stop playing the victim and start playing the hero. The stage will adjust automatically to accommodate the new protagonist. By continually embodying your highest self, you rewrite the script of your existence, compelling the world to offer the appropriate backdrop for your new and expanded role. Today loads the bridge with occurrences, creating the necessary turmoil. Warning: when you cause a time collapse, things become intense. Don't expect everything to be perfect. Often, the quantum jump takes the form of pandemonium. You ask for financial freedom. The next day, you're fired. Your ego exclaims, "Oh my God, What a disaster. This does not work. Your spirit is more aware right now, today. Perfect. The job served as a barrier to beginning your own firm. The universe has pushed you out of the nest. You ask for true love. The following day, your existing lover leaves you. Chaos is the rearrangement of reality. To build a new skyscraper, you must demolish the old shack today. Now, demolition is noisy and filthy. Don't be alarmed if your life begins to shake after performing these workouts. It indicates that it is operating. It is the bridge between happenings. It is a series of events, some of which are strange or difficult, that take you fast from point A to point B. Don't assess intermediate events right now. Maintain the vision for the end. Walk across the bridge without looking down. Believe that each tremor and collapse is an essential stage in the divine architecture that is creating your glorious new life. Ensure that you arrive at your destination with the strength and character created by the adventure itself. Right now, today, the first activity is recalling the future. Let us hack your brain. Your brain makes no distinction between memory, the past, and imagination, the future. We are going to build a memory from the future. Sit in silence. Mentally travel 5 years in the future. Assume you have already accomplished everything. You're successful, happy, healthy. Now look back at today. Now, remember how you did it. Yes, I recall listening to the audiobook. I remember being terrified at first. But then I made that daring decision, met that person, and everything worked out perfectly. Create a story about your success in the past tense. It was remarkable how quickly things happened today. It appeared complicated, but in reality, it was flowing. Feel nostalgic about the past. Which are your current ones? Feel relieved that everything has already happened and you have triumphed. This gives your brain a map. You're establishing an inverted neural pathway. You will get a peculiar sense of assurance now. You will know everything is going to be okay because you have already remembered it. By anchoring your consciousness in the victory, you will walk with the assurance of someone who has seen the end of the film and knows the hero has won. You make the road toward it an unavoidable and joyful revelation of reality. It requires impatient patience. How is the demand for speed balanced against patience? With impatient patience, impatient in action, you don't procrastinate. You act now. You grasp every opportunity. You move quickly, patient as a result. You know the seed has been planted. It will inevitably expand. You are not digging it up every 5 minutes today. You no longer dig it up to see if it has roots. Anxiety slows time. Confidence accelerates time. If you glance at the clock every minute, the minute will seem to last forever. When you stop paying attention to the clock and start having fun, time seems to fly by. You must forget about time. Dive into the flow of your life right now. Enjoy the process of becoming your best self. And when you least expect it, you'll look up and realize, wow, I've already arrived. It happened faster than I expected. Living in this state of joyous present and focused action allows you to transcend the boundaries of time and enter the universe's eternal timing. Now, Chapter 7, The Guardian of the Threshold. Fear comes before triumph. Fear indicates that you are crossing the known border. If you are not terrified, you will not venture somewhere new. The guardian isn't there to stop you. He's there to ask you, do you actually want it? You have completed the work right now. Today, you have adjusted your frequency. You've cleaned your mirror. You've read the signs. You have predetermined your success. You've even pictured the quantum leap. You feel prepared. You're excited and then crash. Everything breaks. A crushing fear penetrates your life. Now you feel sick the day before your interview. Your automobile breaks down on its route to the appointment. Your computer deletes the project file. A voice in your head begins to shout, "You are a fraud. You will make a fool of yourself." Stop right now. Many individuals give up at this point nowadays. They now claim I knew it. This isn't for me. It is a sign from the universe that I should avoid doing it. Error. This is not a stop sign. It is the decisive advance indication. You've just encountered the guardian of the threshold in your realm. He is your last line of defense against your former identity. He is the Cerberus, barking at the gates of hell to keep you from leaving. Alternatively, the dragon guarding the riches prevents you from entering. If you escape now, you will be validating your smallness. Today, now. If you cross now, even if you are shaking, you will become a legend. Welcome to the last test. In this chapter, we will deconstruct fear. We'll figure out why your mind and environment revolted just as you were ready to win, and how to use that fear as fuel to pass the threshold now. I study the biology of resistance. Homeostasis. Let us start with science. Your body doesn't want you to succeed. Your body wants you to live. And for your reptilian brain survival, the known. In today's environment, even beneficial changes are perceived as threats by the primitive brain. Now why? Because it is. And in prehistoric times, it frequently meant death. Homeostasis is a biological mechanism. It functions similarly to an air conditioning thermostat. If the thermostat is set to 20 degrees and the temperature increases to 25, the machine cools the space until it returns to 20. Now, your life contains an internal thermostat. Assume your financial thermostat is set to survive month to month. Suddenly, you begin to apply what the book says. You perform a quantum leap. You earn more money. The temperature is currently rising to abundant levels. Today, there is a red alarm in the system. Your internal thermostat indicates danger. We are outside of the known poverty safe zone. We must reduce the temperature. Then you self-sabotage. You spend your money on something silly. You misplace your wallet. You receive a fine in your lifetime. Now you do something subconsciously to return to your starting point. Your biology, which is attempting to maintain homeostasis, is mostly responsible for guarding the threshold. Knowing this is freeing. That terror you experience is not a sign of impending disaster. Today, your thermostat is simply attempting to reset itself. Now for the horror barrier. Bob Proctor, the great master, referred to this phenomenon as the dread barrier. Change occurs in 4 phases. 1. Bondage. You are within your comfort zone. You have type X thoughts and results. You are currently comfortable but unfulfilled. Today there are 2 reasons why you have a fresh thought. Type Y. Initially, concept Y exists just in your conscious mind. It's fun. There is no fear. 3 conflicts. You begin to internalize idea Y. It contradicts your old type X programming in the subconscious. This causes a chaotic vibration X, Y. Now that vibratory chaos seems as fear, doubt, and worry. You've crossed the terror threshold to freedom. Here's where everything gets decided. When most people experience terror, they tend to bounce backward. They retreat to the safety of bondage. The terror dissipates, but the soul dies slightly today. Now, the daring individual breaches the terror barrier. Despite their dread, they cross you. Enter a new world. Idea Y becomes your new comfortable zone. Congratulations if you are feeling terror right now. It indicates that you are in phase 3. You are currently reaching a wall in your life. Terror indicates that you are about to shatter the sound barrier. The jet rattles fiercely right before breaking beyond the sound barrier. If the pilot fails, the aircraft becomes unstable. If he accelerates, he will enter. Supersonic. Silence. Accelerate. Right now. Today. Now. 3 to the upper limit. Problem. Gay. Hendricks. Have you ever observed that when things are going well, you become nervous? You have a fantastic streak at work, and then you have an insane quarrel with your partner. You are healthy and happy, and then you eat an entire pizza, knowing that it will make you feel horrible. Right now? Today? Gay Hendricks refers to issue as the upper limit problem. We all have a personal limit on how much happiness, money, and love we believe we deserve. This is our glass ceiling. When you surpass that limit, your ego panics. Something horrible is about to happen. I must wreck it before fate does. That self-sabotage system now guards the threshold. He emerges as concern, criticism, or a psychosomatic ailment. His main purpose is to pull you down from the cloud and down to the muddy ground, where you feel comfortable. How to defeat him with awareness today. Now, When you notice yourself boycotting your own enjoyment, pause and say, I see you. It is my upper limit. I'm feeling nervous since everything is going nicely. It's safe to be cheerful. I increase my ability to receive, breathe, and hold bliss without undermining it now. Free crabs in the bucket. External resistance. The protector of the threshold is not always internal. Sometimes he resembles your mother, best friend, or spouse. This is known as the crabs in a bucket phenomena. Today, you can simply get a single crab out of a bucket. Now, if you put in several, when one tries to go, the others will grip it and drag it down. They are not motivated solely by malice. They do it out of panic. If you leave the bucket, you show them that it is possible to depart, and this pushes them to confront their own cowardice. Now, your achievement is a painful reflection of their failure. That is why, when you begin to change, your environment resists you. You've changed. You've been brainwashed. These voices are the external guardians. They are currently testing your determination in your life. Today, the universe is asking you how badly you want this. Do you want it enough to put up with your tribe's disapproval? If you cease trying to impress them, you will fail the test. If you proceed with kindness but firmness, one of two things will occur immediately away. They will let you leave and remain in the bucket, and you'll have to make new friends. Or they will be inspired by your bravery and follow you to freedom. Either way, you have to leave. You must break the loop and lead the way today, even if it means dealing with the imposter syndrome. The voice of the guardian. The guardian's favorite phrases. Who do you believe you are? You're going to launch your project. Write your book or ask for it. Raise. The voice whispers. You're not an expert. They're going to laugh at you. You are now a child dressed as an adult. It's imposter syndrome. And I have some news for you. It never entirely disappears. Even the most successful CEOs, famous artists, and world leaders experience it. Imposter syndrome is, ironically, a positive indication in your life right now, as it indicates that you are leaving your comfort zone. If you didn't feel like an imposter, it meant you were already an expert at what you were doing. Something little. You only feel like an imposter as you mature. The trick is not to silence the voice, but to engage it immediately. Guardian, you are not ready. It is true. No one is ever completely prepared, but I am going to do it regardless. I'll learn along the way. Bravery does not imply the absence of fear. Bravery is the willingness to act in the face of fear. Do it afraid. Do that with a crackling voice. But do it now. Predict the dark night before the dawn in mythological narrative. Before the hero receives the Holy Grail, he must pass through the darkest cave in the Bible. Prior to his resurrection, Jesus passes through Gethsemane, shedding blood. It's a global law. Darkness is at its densest soon before dawn. Right now, today and now. Everything appears to go wrong just when you're on the verge of success. It is known as the final purge. The universe is compressing. The final traces of negativity in your system. It's like a fever. A high temperature precedes healing in your life right now. If your life has become complete chaos since you began this journey, rejoice. Chaos precedes higher order. You're in the washing machine on the spin cycle. It spins. It makes you dizzy. But you're going to come out clean today. Now, if you give up during the spin cycle, you will remain wet and unclean. Hold on. The excruciating pressure you're feeling is from the birth canal. You're being born. Do not die during labor. Out of fear of the agony. Push. Your new life awaits you on the other side right now. Save it. Reframing anxiety. It's a state of exhilaration. Here is a biohacking trick for defeating the guardian. Fear, anxiety, and thrill exhilaration all have the same physiological characteristics. In both circumstances, the heart is racing. Hands sweat, stomach contracts. Your adrenaline levels are rising right now. The only difference is the mental label you apply to it. If you go on a roller coaster and think I'm going to kill myself, you feel scared. If you consider how enjoyable you feel, excitement, the body feels the same way. The mind determines if it is good or terrible. Now, Feel the guardian squeezing your stomach before a big event. Do not say I'm nervous. Speak out loud. I am quite excited. Cheat your brain. Tell it. This energy, I believe, is fueled by changing the name. The energy begins to propel you today. Now, Theta. The guardian is an ally in disguise. Change your connection with the guardian. Stop viewing him as an enemy. The sentinel at the threshold serves a noble purpose, to test your faith. Imagine the universe, as you say. You want to become a millionaire? Fine. But are you willing to confront uncertainty? Now, the guardian places the blade on your chest and says, are you worthy? If you are terrified, run. The answer is no. If you remove the sword and take a step forward, the response is affirmative. When you indicate you are serious, he steps aside. Today, now he removes the terrifying mask. He bows to you and opens the door. You learn that the monster was composed of smoke. By crossing the threshold, you handed him the power of your fear. The guardian becomes your ally. Fear is being changed into power right now. That's a leap of faith. The 3-second rule. How do you physically cross the threshold while paralyzed? Use the 3-second rule. When you have an urge to accomplish something and you sense the guardians begin to talk, you have 3 seconds till your sensible thinking takes charge. Now, you need to move within those 3 seconds. Countdown. 3, 2, 1 now, and then move. Launch. Your body clicks to say hello. Do not think. Act. Fear dissipates as you take action. Fear exists solely in expectation. Never take action in your life today. When you're in the thick of the struggle, you have focus. Fear resides in the locker room. Fear is on the shore. Jump into the water, and your fears will drown. By taking immediate action, you avoid the guardian and enter the sphere of manifestation. Right now, Chapter 9. Tuning into the station. Intuition. The intuitive mind is considered a precious gift, and the rational mind is a loyal servant. We have established a society that values the servant but has lost the gift. Albert Einstein. There is a voice that does not speak words. Listen to it. Rumi. Imagine you're stranded in the middle of a vast, dark forest today. You now have no map. You have no compass. There is no signal on your phone. You're afraid. Your logical mind starts to scream. We're going to die? Run north. No, wait. Better climb a tree. No. Better cry. In these instances, the logical mind serves no purpose. It solely contains data from the past. And you're in a different predicament now. But then you feel something. This is not a thought. This is not a deduction. It's a tug on the navel. A calm and magnetic confidence propels you gently to the right, toward a trail just discernible among the bushes. Your logic indicates you are insane. Currently, such road appears to be perilous. Today is now. However, your intuition tells you that it is this way. If you trust your instincts, you will discover the way out. If you pursue reasoning, you will go in circles until you are fatigued. Welcome to intuition. Welcome to humanity's most advanced and least used technology. We've been taught to value knowledge over intuition. We've now been told that listening to inner voices is for crazy people, and that experiencing the answers is unscientific. Nonetheless, the greatest scientists, artists, and entrepreneurs in history admit in private that their brilliant ideas did not stem from a spreadsheet, but from a spontaneous spark in their lives today. Now, Steve Jobs, Nikola Tesla, and Einstein were all intuitive first, rational second. In this chapter, we will learn how to tune in to the radio. Your soul's voice transmits instructions all day and night. The problem isn't that God is speechless. The issue is that your radio emits too much static. Today, we'll clean out the noise so you can hear the precise coordinates of your destination by fine-tuning your internal receiver. You get access to a pool of wisdom that goes beyond linear thinking, helping you to traverse the complexity of your existence with ease and precision that the restricted intellect cannot match. Now we have cosmic Wi-Fi. What is intuition exactly? Let's dispel the myths around intuition. It's not fairy tale magic. It processes data at rapid speeds. The conscious mind processes around 40 bits of information each second. It's slow. Your subconscious mind, which is tied to the quantum field, processes 40 million bits per second on a daily basis. It now records facial microexpressions, changes in atmospheric pressure, pheromones, energy patterns, and data from the potential future. Superprocessing produces intuition. The subconscious sees the big picture and sends you the ultimate decision in an instant of your life. Today is the current date. Now, because it does not have enough time to explain all of the material, it delivers you the conclusion as a sensation. You should not trust this guy. Buy the house. Don't board that plane. It is a compact file containing wisdom. When you dismiss it because it is illogical, you are disregarding the universe's current greatest database. Intuition is your Wi-Fi link to the cloud of limitless knowledge. By trusting this invisible link, you get access to a guidance system that operates outside of time and space, giving you the insights you need to make decisions that are completely aligned with your best path and sovereign purpose right now. The conflict between the two voices takes a turn. Ego versus spirit. The primary hurdle for the novice is discernment. You'll wonder how I know whether the voice advising me to abandon my job is my knowledgeable intuition or my terrified, reckless ego. This is the million-dollar question. Fortunately, they have vastly different vibratory signatures. Learn to differentiate them today. Now, one is the voice of the ego. The noise. Volume is high. It screams. It is insistent. Tone. Urgent, anxious, and demanding. Content is full of shoulds. You have to be careful. What will they say? Sensations can cause tension in the shoulders, jaw, and stomach. Fear, origin, fear, or the want for approval. Now, 2 is the voice of intuition. The signal volume is low. It's a whisper. Tone, calm, neutral, detached. It does not command you. It informs you. Content, direct. Call Maria. Head over there. Wait. Sensations. Expansion. Lightness and internal. Click. Peace. Origin. Love and truth in your world. Right now. Today. Golden rule. If you have to think about it for hours, it is not intuition. It is mind, intuition, and instantaneous. You're aware of your own knowledge. And that's it. By focusing on the quality of internal sound, you can learn to bypass the ego's frenetic babble and instead anchor yourself in the steady, silent directive of the soul. Now we go on to the second brain, the gut. Scientists have identified neurons in the intestine. Literally, you have a second brain in your belly that is in charge of visceral intuition. Terms like gut feeling or it gave me a horrible vibe are not metaphors, but biological descriptions. The vagus nerve connects your gut and brain. When anything goes wrong for you, your gut contracts, and you experience nausea rather than an acid emptiness. When something is correct, your stomach relaxes. You feel butterflies or heat the body in a traffic light test. Use your body like a pendulum. Consider an option, such as accepting the job, closing your eyes, and focusing on your stomach today. Sensation of growth. You lean forwards. Inhale deeply. Smile. Yes, there is a sensation of contraction. You lean back. The breath shortens. Not in the stomach. It's a no. Your body doesn't know how to deceive. Your intellect can reason, but your body recognizes that the atmosphere is poisonous and contracts. Listen to it. Now attempt the cleansing and static detoxification. Why have modern humans lost their intuition? We reside in a nightclub. Constant noise, social media, news, others' opinions, drink, sugar, and stress. It is impossible to hear a whisper at a strong metal performance. If you wish to reactivate your GPS, you must maintain silence right now. Solitude. You should spend time alone. Podcasts are unavailable without a mobile device. It's just you. At first, it's uncomfortable. The ego bellows, then grows exhausted, and the true voice emerges. Nature, the woodland or the sea, recalibrates your frequency. They cleanse the electromagnetic field. Do not seek views in your life. When you make an important decision, do not consult anyone for 48 hours. When you ask, "What would you do?" you poison the channel, the other person's fear and logic towards you. Stay with the doubt until the answers emerge from you. You must learn to trust your own authority more than the external. Today, now, the 2-second rule and the first spark. Intuition is quick. Judgment is sluggish. You form an impression of someone new within the first 2 seconds of meeting them. I either like them or do not trust them. Your reasoning thinking takes over immediately after the third step. Do not be prejudiced. They appear nice. They are dressed beautifully in your world right now, and you rationalize that initial impression. 3 months later, that individual betrays you, and you admit, "I knew it. I knew it from the beginning." Yes, you knew you had the information in the second one, but you dismissed it for logical reasons. Restore respect for the first spark, as the first intense reading is the purest. Now practice with little objects. When you glance at the restaurant menu, your eyes are drawn to one particular item. Mindfulness and intuition. But this has a lot of calories. You order something else, the dish arrives, and you dislike it. Your mouth waters as you look at the dish you originally want. The universe informed you what you should consume right now. Virtu CEO Services Manager has the proper hierarchy. Do not misunderstand me. Logic is beautiful. It's a tremendous tool. However, logic must be the manager and not the CEO. The intuition CEO sets the course, determines what and where. The logic manager organizes the specifics and decides how tragedy occurs when logic is appointed CEO right now, today. Logic has no vision for the future. It simply evaluates the past. If you ask logically, "Should I establish a business?" it will look at the failure numbers and say no, because it is hazardous. Logic would never have discovered America or built the airplane. All of that was illogical. Let us proceed according to intuition. Logic says, "Okay, I'll pack because that's the winning team." Allow your soul to choose the destination while your mind drives the car. By restoring this natural equilibrium, you ensure that your life is directed by the wide vision of the spirit and supported by the practical efficiency of the intellect, resulting in the successful realization of your highest dreams. Today's sales for the coin trick. Hacking the emotion. If you're stuck between two possibilities, A and B, and your mind won't stop whirling, flip a coin not for a chance to decide, but to discover your secret reality. Let's say A is heads and B is tails. Flip the coin into the air. Here's the trick. While the coin is in the air, you will realize that you want it to come up. Now you say inside, "I hope it goes boom." You have an answer. It doesn't matter what comes up on the coin. You've already identified your true desire. Or if the coin falls and comes up tails. Option B, observe your initial reaction. Do you feel relieved? Is it B that makes you feel a little disappointed? It is today. Now, your emotional reaction to the outcome reveals your truth. The coin is merely a mirror for your subconscious. Using this easy bypass of the reasoning mind, you capture your genuine self in an honest moment, allowing you to move forward with the clarity of understanding what you actually want deep inside your soul at this time. Total unquestioning faith in bizarre instructions. Sometimes intuition leads you to do things that make no rational sense. Get off the freeway now. Call the person you haven't spoken with in 10 years. Buy the book. Don't sign the deal. These are trustworthiness tests. The cosmos is guiding you along the path of synchronicity, but you can't see the map. Now, if you get off the roadway, you might escape a tragic collision. You had no idea, but your internal GPS did. If you do not sign, you may be able to avoid legal bankruptcy. Hidden in the fine print. Following your intuition demands courage. It involves the willingness to appear silly or unreasonable to those around you. Right now, I don't think it's a complete reason. It is the only valid explanation. Over time, you will notice that every time you followed that lunacy, life rewarded you. And every time you ignored it to appear good, life cost you a price. Trust the silent voice. It sees patterns in reality that rationality cannot discover today. Do not differentiate between dread and danger. Intuition. This is a common doubt. I am terrified to board the plane. Is it intuitive that it will crash? Or is it my terror of flying keys that distinguishes it from anxiety? It's mental, disorganized, and agitated. You construct horror films in your head. It's noisy, dangerous, and intuitive. It's cold, dry, and factual. Today, now there is no film. There is simply a wall, a sensation of not getting along. It's as if your desire to go has been unplugged. You may feel curiously calm yet firm in your decision not to go, or you may become physically ill unexpectedly. If you are having doubts, it is most likely due to fear. There is real danger. Your intuition is so strong that you no longer doubt it. The dream oracle is incubating. When you're awake, your ego takes the wheel. When you sleep, the ego shuts down and the spirit takes reign. Dreams are a direct route for intuitive communication. Many scientific discoveries and renowned music appeared in dreams. Incubation approach before sleeping when in theta state makes a clear request. Now, subconscious universe, I need a solution to problem X. Please send it to me tonight or tomorrow morning. Repeat till you're asleep. Upon awakening, keep your eyes closed. Try to capture the initial thoughts or sensations that arise. Sometimes the answer is right there. Your life is as clear as water right now. Sometimes you don't recall anything. But at noon, while you're showering, eureka, the concept disappears. Suddenly, the dream completed the processing job and delivered the product to you. When you are relaxed and use the power of your sleep state, you open the door to endless intelligence that works for you, even when you're resting. Today's theme is heart coherence. The heart knows the heart. The Math Institute discovered that the heart has a 5,000 times stronger electromagnetic field than the brain. The heart understands before the brain. In trials, the heart responds to a negative image seconds before it shows on screen. Precognition. To gain the most intuitive insight, start with your head. Now descend from the head to the heart. Quick exercise 1. Place your hand in the center of your chest and breathe slowly, envisioning the air entering and exiting through the heart. 3. Ask your heart the question. The heart's answer is always gentle, inclusive, and smart. It never attacks. There is never a rush today. It is now the voice of your inner Lord. By focusing your awareness in the heart, you bypass the mind's defense processes and enter a state of profound resonance with the truth of the universe, allowing you to live with sovereign grace and a deep, unshakable assurance that guides every step you take in this world right now. Chapter 10. The Soul's Purpose, Your Hidden Mission. The two most significant days in your life are the day you are born and the day you discover why. Mark Twain. Where are your gifts and the needs of the world? Cross. Therein lies your vocation. Aristotle. There is a quiet epidemic in the modern society. It's not a virus. There is no economic crisis going on right now. Now there is a crisis of meaning. People who have everything, money, health, family, and fame, but nevertheless feel hollow. They wake up in the morning with a hole in their chest, wondering whether this is it. Working, paying bills, watching programs, and dying? Is this what I came for? This gap is not filled with additional money or sex. Now, that void is your soul's scream of unemployment. You are not a biological accident. You are not the outcome of a random molecular collision. You embody divine intention. Imagine a human body. It has trillions of cells. The liver cell performs a function. Today, the heart cell has another one. Now the eye cell has another. No cell exists simply because if a cell had no function, the body would remove it or it would grow into cancer without a purpose. You are a cell in the human or divine body. You have a certain function. You have a unique design. You have a purpose in the world right now. Today, if you are not fulfilling that mission, you experience dissonance. You're feeling depressed, anxious, and apathetic. They are signs of feeling out of place in the cosmic orchestra. Welcome to Dharma. In this final chapter of instruction, we will discover your hidden mission. We'll cease seeking for ways to survive. Now we'll begin to comprehend how to serve. For true abundance and happiness can only be realized when you hook your modest individual wire into the vast power grid of universal service. By aligning with this broader current, you will discover that the resources you once worked to gain now come to you naturally. Today, now is the falsehood of making a life. We have been brainwashed with the awful words, "You must win your living, earn a living." Think about it. This is ludicrous. You've already got the life. It was handed to you for free upon birth. You don't have to win it like it's a reward or a paycheck. In your life now, you have an innate right to exist. To survive in today's society, you must be helpful to the economic system. As a result, millions of people devote their most productive years to their professions. They despise shopping for items they don't need to impress or for individuals they don't know. That isn't life. It is a luxury. Survival. The soul's mission is unrelated to your occupation. Now, this has nothing to do with your title. You can be a street sweeper and fulfill your purpose. You can be the CEO of a worldwide corporation while utterly losing your sense of purpose. What you do on the outside does not define your purpose. It is the enthusiasm you bring to everything you do. It is your unique vibration in the globe right now, and some spirits have arrived to bring beautiful painters, designers, and gardeners. Others have arrived to bring order, including administrators, lawyers, and organizers. Others have come to bring healing, doctors, therapists, and friends who listen. Others have arrived to bring innovation, engineers, revolutionaries, and entrepreneurs. You must discover your nature today. Attempting to force yourself to be an accountant when your spirit longs to be an artist will result in suffering. Even if you make millions, you will feel poor because alignment with your original plan is the only true wealth. By embracing your true nature, you awaken a profound happiness that no amount of outward accomplishment can mimic or replace. Today, Turtle, Dharma against Karma. The current. According to Eastern philosophy, your life is governed by two forces. Karma's past. It's inertia. It is the outstanding obligations and repeating routines. What pulls you backwards? This is the hamster wheel. Dharma's eventual purpose. It is your cosmic responsibility. It is the reason you were incarnated. It's what propels you onward. Now, when you follow your Dharma, the universe supports you. Remember Chapter 8, Surrender and Flow. The river flows through the canal known as Dharma. If you swim in the direction of your Dharma, you'll follow the current. Things come out easily. Resources appear. Today, right now, you feel energized in your essence. If you swim against your Dharma out of fear, greed, or family obligations, your life will be a perpetual fight. You get sick and exhaust yourself. The universe is telling you that's not true. Turn around. Many people assume that determining their purpose is tough. I'm not sure what I want to do. They claim that in their society, lies are commonplace. They understand it, but they are scared to confess it since it does not appear practical or profitable. Your Dharma is not always logical, but it is consistently joyful. The word enthusiasm is derived from Greek, and theos refers to God within what enthuses you. What causes you to lose track of time is the GPS signal of your spirit. Follow your excitement, and you will discover your Dharma. By believing in the joy that comes from specific pursuits, you align yourself with the road that the universe has already created for you, ensuring that your efforts are amplified by the strength of the divine intent that planted those desires in your heart. The first spot. Today, there are now clues from childhood, the original code before society reprogrammed you. Chapter 3. You knew who you were. Look at 5-year-old children. One is always building towers out of blocks, acting as an architect and builder, while the other is constantly repairing dolls. Another is constantly organizing the other children as a game leader and director. Another is a prolific painter and singer. Another is constantly disassembling toys to discover how they operate. Engineer. Researcher, what have you done? What did you do for hours without being forced? What did you want to be before an adult told you it wasn't a lucrative profession? There's your original code. That seed is still alive inside you today. Right now, it is buried beneath layers of adult responsibility. Your objective isn't to learn something new. It is to remember, therefore dive deep into your memories. Recover the essence. You may not become an astronaut, but the essence was to explore the. You can embody such essence as a scientist, traveler, or inventor. Right now, the form is changing. The essence remains. By reconnecting with your childhood passions, you remove the artificial expectations that have been placed on you, allowing your real self to emerge and direct you to the task that you were specifically created to do in this lifetime with ease and delight. Now, sir, your wound is a gift. The injured healer. This is the darkest and most hurtful clue. Sometimes your mission stems from your traumas rather than your talents. In Greek mythology, Chiron was a wounded healer. He had a wound that wouldn't shut, and in his quest to treat himself, he found medications that could heal the entire globe. Examine your life in this world now. Now, what has caused you the most pain? Loneliness, abuse, poverty, illness, addiction? Your expertise is what has harmed you the most. Because no one can help an alcoholic more than someone who has overcome their addiction. Nobody understands someone who is depressed better than someone who has been through it. Your pain has now provided you with a university degree that was not purchased with money, empathy, or real-world experience. Your mission is frequently to assist those who are in the same situation as you were a few years ago, rescuing your former self. If you conquered shyness, your job is to instill confidence in your life right now, today and now. If you overcame bankruptcy, your mission is to instill financial educational resilience by changing your poison into medication for others. You close the circle. Your suffering increases, which means you cease being a victim and become a master. Your wound becomes your beacon. You brighten the way for those who are still in the dark. Ikigai, the magic intersection. The Japanese have an amazing notion called ikigai, the reason to live. They say the perfect purpose can be discovered at the intersection of 4 circles. What you adore is your passion. 2. What you are proficient at. Your talent is 3. What the world needs. Your mission 4. What you can get compensated for. If you do something you enjoy and are good at, but no one pays you, your profession may suddenly be stuck in the middle. It is a hobby. You are content but poor. If you perform what you're paid to do and are competent at it, but don't enjoy it, it's a boring job. You are comfortable but empty if you do what you enjoy and the world need, but they do not compensate you. Volunteering is now underway. You are satisfied but without sustenance. The metaphysician seeks the center. He hopes to monetize his passion by serving the world. Is this possible? Yes. With the internet, you can now find your tribe wherever. If you are passionate about knitting scarves for cats, you can discover people who will pay you now. There are no more excuses. You do not need to choose between money and purpose. Money is the natural result of achieving your goal with perfection. By putting yourself at the center of your ikigai, you may construct a sustainable and satisfying existence that benefits both you and the larger community in which you now live. Philosophy, the myth of brilliance. Saving the world. The spiritual ego creates a trap for us here. It leads us to assume that having a purpose entails being famous, producing a book, protecting whales, or being Mother Teresa. If you don't save 1 million lives, you believe you've failed. This is false. The majority of purposes in this world are currently local and silent. Today, perhaps your mission is to be an amazing father who raises 2 healthy and loving children. Perhaps your goal is to be the baker who, with his smile and hot bread, brightens the mornings of 200 neighbors every day. Perhaps your goal is to maintain a garden. The universe does not use magnitudes. It now measures frequency, the quality of love. A tiny life lived with tremendous love has a greater influence on the invisible storyline than a famous life lived with selfishness. Do not put pressure on oneself to leave a legacy through statues. Your legacy is the energetic footprint you leave in every heart you touch in this life. Now, if you can give a single person hope, you have led a worthwhile life. Relax. You don't need to save the world. You merely need to take your place and shine where you are. By becoming a beacon of light in your immediate surroundings, you contribute to humanity's collective elevation in a profound and long-lasting way. So healing service is the key to abundance. And now we reveal the absolute economic secret. Money is a certificate of recognition from society for your service. If it is ethical money, of course. If you want more money, quit worrying about how to get money. Begin thinking about how to serve more people or serve better. Today in your life. Now, selfish people who just focus about what I'm going to get are blocking their own flow, while service people who think about what I can provide unleash the floodgates. Zig Ziglar once remarked that you can have all you want in life if you assist enough other people get what they want. It's the law of sowing and reaping. Your seed represents your purpose right now. If you keep the seed in your pocket, it will decay. There's no harvest. You're poor. If you plant the seed, you will use your gift to benefit others. Nature returns to you magnified by 100. The universe is the most benevolent employer that exists today. Now, if you work for the universe and fulfill your dharma, the universe will pay your bills. And with a tip, believe this. Dedicate yourself to giving, and the receiving will come naturally. By making service your primary motivation, you transcend the fear of scarcity and enter a state of constant provision and grace. Now Theta is afraid of your own brightness. Jonah complex. Surprisingly, we are more terrified of our successes than our failures. Marianne Williamson wrote it expertly. Our greatest worry isn't that we're insufficient. Our greatest fear is that we are too strong. Our light, not our darkness, is the source of our greatest fear. Why? Because it is time to take responsibility. Today. Now. Because admitting you have a gift and a mission means accepting responsibility. You can no longer hide. You can no longer pretend to be small. You need to reveal yourself. You need to be seen. You need to be a leader. And this alarms the ego, which seeks security and anonymity. This is known as the Jonah complex in your life. Jonah attempted to abandon the assignment God had given him, but was swallowed by a whale. If you flee your brilliance, life will engulf you. You feel smothered, locked inside the whale of mediocrity. Get out of there. Quit apologizing for shining. Your modest game does not benefit the planet. You must seize your authority today. Now, when you shine, you unconsciously offer others permission to do the same. Playing dumb or inept serves no one well. Assume your authority. The world needs you to awaken. By completely embracing your potential, you fulfill your personal destiny and serve as a living example of what is possible when a human being lives in truth. Now, XYZ, use the millionaire and funeral test to discover your mission today. Answer these two questions with ruthless honesty. Question 1 is the millionaire test. Imagine winning 100 million euros in the lotto today. You never have to work for money again. You spend the first year traveling and relaxing, but by the second year you are bored. You must now devote your time to something productive. What would you do? What would you do for free simply for the enjoyment of doing it? Would you write? Will you teach? Would you cook? Would you care for animals? That is your aim. What would you do even if they did not pay you? Is this anything for which you should be compensated today? Question 2. The Fury Test. What irritates you the most in the world? Animal mistreatment, political injustice, pollution, inadequate education for youngsters, and junk food. Your fury is a compass. That which offends you is the problem you have come to fix. You're not angry by chance. You're angry because you know the internal code. Now you see how it should be and where the discrepancy exists. Your indignation covers your true aim. Wherever you notice a problem that bothers you, there is work to be done. By channeling your energy toward the resolution of what bothers you the most, You discover a strong feeling of calling that drives your actions with unwavering determination. Now, double the 3 stages of evolution. Your connection with purpose evolves. The victim life occurs to me. There is no purpose but survival. As I sleep, I make my life. You employ the law of attraction to acquire things for yourself. Success, money, and an enlightened ego. The channel. Life is happening through me today. You have now surrendered. You ask God Universe, what do you want to do with me today? You are no longer seeking personal achievement, but rather to be an enlightened instrument. The genuine soul's mission is revealed in stage 3. This is when you become the flute through which the cosmos blows. There is no more tension, only melody. Now, conclusion. Now it's your turn. The audio is about to end. My voice will fade out in a few seconds. The room will once again be filled with silence. And in the silence, you will be alone with yourself. That is the moment of truth. Until now, listening has been easy and passive. Nodding your head while I tell you universal secrets is nice today. It feels wonderful to know stuff. The spiritual ego enjoys accumulating data, but this book has not come into your life to make you smarter or to provide intriguing conversation subjects at dinner parties. This book has entered your life to light it on fire. In your world today, the title was a literal sentence rather than a marketing word. There is a purpose why this book came into your life. The reason wasn't to entertain you. The reason was to wake you up. The cosmos has manipulated invisible threads, calculated times, and coordinated algorithms to deliver this knowledge to your ears at this precise moment in history, in this world right now. It has provided the map to you. It has given you a compass. It reminded you of who you are. Now, the ball is in your court. The book did its job. Now it's your turn to complete yours. Do not make the mistake of becoming a spiritual tourist in your life right now. The tourist now visits sacred locations, takes photos, remarks how wonderful it is, and returns home to continue living as usual. Become an inhabitant rather than a visitor. I don't want you to believe me. I don't want blind faith. I want you to become a scientist. Go out there and put everything we have discussed to the test today. Now, confront the universe. Make an edict. Look in the mirror. Inquire for the sign. Throw yourself into the void. If what I've told you is false, nothing will happen, and you can resume your life as a victim. But if what I've told you is true, you have the dynamite to blow up your prison's walls. Now, I warn you, inertia is strong. Tomorrow, the world will try to put you to sleep again. The news will attempt to terrify you. Your surroundings will attempt to limit you. Your old mind will attempt to sabotage you. You will need to be a warrior. Today, you will need to defend your frequency in the same way that you would a fortress. Now, but you are no longer the same person who began Chapter 1. Something has broken within you, and something new has emerged. You can no longer be unaware. You've already seen the puppet strings. You can no longer claim that your movements are purely random. You understand that you are the reason. You understand that you are the origin now. Now your life is a blank canvas. Starting now, the past has no power over you until you give it to it. The future does not exist unless you create it. You only have the eternal present. And right now, you feel the strength of God beating in your chest. Do not look for new books for a while in your life. You've already had enough theory. The library is closed. The laboratory is opening. The laboratory serves as your office, your kitchen, bedroom, and street. That is where the magic occurs. Transform your life into a masterpiece. Make sure that when you approach the end of your life and look back, you can say, I did it now. I accomplished more than just survive. I produced, lived, loved, and achieved the book's purpose. Thank you for listening. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for your bravery. We'll see each other in the mirror. We'll see each other in the plot. You and I are one. The dream is ended. Your reality starts today. Now.